This is your CEO briefing you about your mission. What is international trade? International trade is the exchange of goods and services between countries. I will now explain the area we are targeting in our mission. Singapore. I'll explain Singapore as a global trading hub and why free trade is so important to Singapore and why we must protect free trade in Singapore. Singapore's strategic geographic location has allowed its airport and seaport to flourish, facilitating trade with regional and global economies. Singapore has been ranked as one of the most globalized economies in the world, scoring highly for openness to trade and capital movement. Having signed various free trade agreements, with more in discussion, Singapore has no tariffs for most imported goods. Singapore now has a diverse pool of companies specializing in metals, consumer, energy, agri-commodities, and industrial products trading with a rapid growth rate. I will now explain the importance of free trade to Singapore. Singapore is a highly trade-dependent economy with the highest trade to GDP ratio in the world. Singapore's total trade accounts for more than 4 times its GDP. Many Singaporean exports rely on imports for production, and its advanced infrastructure and skilled workforce have allowed it to value add to imports for re-exporting. Removal of tariffs on the imports of free trade reduces the cost of living for Singaporeans and reduces the cost of production for companies. Singapore depends on global demand and a large international market for economic growth as a result of a small domestic market. Thus, free trade is extremely important in Singapore, and thus we must protect free trade in Singapore and not allow the tariffs to disrupt it. Now, go for your mission. You must stop the terrorists. You must not fail.
Yes, sir! Tell me the top secret information and I'll kill your friend! Okay, tell you don't kill my friend. Wait. Singapore's free market system. Hold up! Singapore adopts the free market system so that its industries can respond quickly to market signals and adjust their strategies accordingly. The government does not intervene in economic decisions or firms. This ensures that the economy's scarce resources are allocated efficiently. The companies remain competitive and consumers can also benefit from low prices. These open policies attract foreign MNCs. Secondly, outward orientation. The Singapore economy is open to the world in trade and investment. The economy believes that growth depends much on freedom of trade and economic indicators among countries. Singapore's trade-related policies, FTAs, a free trade agreement, is a legally binding agreement between 2 or more countries to liberalize trade and bring them closer. The purpose of signing FTAs is to increase exports, to the removal of taxes, and to facilitate trade as well as capital flow. This helps to achieve economic growth and development among member countries. This may bring about potential positive and negative impacts on Singapore economy. That's all.
Wow! You got tricked! See this?
Oh shit, that's my friend!
Excuse me. I am teaching here. Stop sleeping and disturbing my class, okay?
Sorry, John. I didn't mean it.
Now sit down.
Okay.
I'll tell you all the positive impacts of the FTAs next. FTAs allows specialization of goods that the countries have a competitive advantage in. Consumers can obtain lower priced goods because Singapore's trading partners produce them more efficiently due to their comparative advantage. There will be more varieties of goods, and the goods will be of better quality. It also helps to increase trade links between members so that they can provide competition for domestic producers. It also increases AD through the increase in consumption, investment, and net exports increase. Now look at the graph on the page 9-7 of the book. can see the AD curve shift to the right. With the inflow technology, the capital inflow, technology transfer to domestic economy from foreign investment as well as the increase in capital accumulation, it allows Singapore to increase its productivity, hence a long-run economic growth.
Lies! Lies! Stop the lies! Are you an advocate for FTAs in Singapore or something? FTAs also have many negative effects and you didn't mention them at all.
Really? You think you're so smart? Then try teaching.
Alright then, pay attention guys. I'll teach you about the negative effects of FTAs. The negative effects of FTAs. Singapore will face higher levels of structural unemployment in industries such as manufacturing. They are in direct competition with other low-cost trading partners due to the loss of comparative advantage, decline in production levels, less hiring of labour, increase in structural employment as workers are not equipped with relevant skills to match up to the newly created industries with comparative advantage. Increasing trade and capital flows, encourage advancement in technology, and increasing productivity of factors of production and economic growth, but less workers are required. Due to the increases in technology and productivity levels leading to jobless growth. With increases in AD, due to increase in net X and I, this causes demand pull inflation if Singapore's operating close to the full income level. Higher income disparities may be observed as workers in exporting industries are likely to see higher incomes, while those that focus in producing for domestic sectors are likely to see incomes falling. That was good, wasn't it, teacher?
Oh, nice one, bro. Ha ha ha!
What's so funny, Dickson? Why don't you tell us the challenges ahead for Singapore if you think that it's funny?
Yeah, I shall read to you the challenges ahead. Like, Singapore faces increasing competition globally. International trade is tax sensitive and highly mobile. Though Singapore is now a great trading hub, it is not a natural hub and is neither a key consumer or producer market. Thus, countries around us improve their infrastructure. Singapore will be faced with greater competition. Direct trade is expected to increase and as structure at source markets and improves and information on products markets become more transparent and readily available. Singapore's role as a trading hub and intermediary will be reduced if we do not provide incremental value to our clients. Applause.
Next up, Dickson.
You guys sure know I'm really angry, but at least you know your work. I'll be teaching the last part before I end the lesson. Make sure you pay attention. To overcome the challenges in the next decade, we can sign more FTAs. Although signing more FTAs will bring about benefits to the Singapore economy, it will also bring about some causes. However, with the use of exchange rate policy and to a lesser extent expansionary fiscal policy and short-term supply-side measures, the Singapore government has managed the cause well. Measures to reduce income inequity and structural unemployment has also been in place. Furthermore, due to the small domestic sector of Singapore economy, the benefits that signing more FTAs will bring to Singapore will outweigh its costs. Therefore, Singapore should sign more FTAs to expand its trade links. Also, driving a service hub. Liberalization of service sectors, both at home and in markets of our FTA partners, will spur the growth of services and the other creative industries. Human capital has gained importance as a competitive differentiator. Thus, Singapore must continually enhance its recruitment policy and infrastructure to ensure talent attraction and retention. It is also important that Singapore build its own pool of talent instead of relying mostly on foreign training talent as it is now.
What?